everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am back on your screens. How have you been? So yesterday I submitted my final two third year assessments, and that means that number one, last night I sat and watched all 8 episodes of Sex Education back to back, and perhaps more importantly number two, that means that it is now summer and I have my entire life to devote to YouTube. So I thought today we would do a little bit of a Q&A, a little bit of a University 101 advice session. Basically, over the last few weeks, I've been getting a lot of messages from you guys on Instagram asking questions about moving to university, anything like that, and I feel as though now is the time that people actually realise that their lives are about to change, and a lot of you guys are stressing out. So I'm going to try and help you a little bit here. So I asked for questions over on my Instagram. If you do not follow my Instagram, you definitely should, because it's a fun time. Who is phoning me? Now is not the right time. Hello?
Hi, it's a telephone engineer here, Openage. I phoned to let you know I'm on the way to yours now. No worries, yeah.
Thank you.
10-15 minutes.
Great, thank you, bye.
Bye.
Not great timing, telephone engineer. Anyway, so I asked for questions on my Instagram and I actually got a lot of responses. As I said, people are starting to freak out a little bit. And we all know that I ramble at the best of times, and with that amount of questions you would literally be here for hours. So I'm going to split this video into 2 different parts, and luckily there was kind of like a natural divide in the questions. I got a lot of accommodation based questions, so I'm going to do a full separate video about that. But for now, we're going to just go for like the random assortment of questions that we got given. So let's get into this video, keep an eye out for the next one, and yeah, let's go. So the first question I've got here is it better to do it in 5th or 6th year? And I assume that means going to university because, you know, that's what this full video is about. But yeah, it is entirely up to you, and I know that's probably not the answer that you want to hear, but everyone is in a completely different situation. It really depends on what feels right for you. The reasons that I personally chose to stay on until the end of 6th year is, number one, I was one of the young ones in my year, so if I left school at the end of 5th year I would still be 16 and I would have a year and a half at uni until I was 18 and legally like allowed to go out and drink with all my pals, which didn't really sound like a great deal. Number two, I absolutely loved my school. I feel as though that school kind of made me the person that I am, and I didn't want to leave yet. Honestly, on the last day of school I bawled my eyes out. I loved the teachers so much. I just felt as though I wasn't ready to leave yet, so I wanted that extra little bit, that extra 6th year, just to like chill out a bit, enjoy it a bit more. Number 3, there was still some subjects at school that I still wanted to study that I didn't get the chance to do in 5th year. I did 3 more hires, so I have 8 hires now. And yeah, it was a lot more of a chill year, just kind of like tying up loose ends, having a little bit of fun with my friends, and I just really enjoyed it. And also on top of that, at the end of 5th year I applied to be part of the head prefect team, and I got chosen to be deputy head girl at my school, so I obviously wanted to stay to do that and give a little bit back. So yeah, it is entirely up to you. You really need to decide what kind of stage you're at yet. Also, I feel like at the end of 5th year I wasn't ready to move out of home, and I knew that when I went to uni I did want to move out of home. So yeah, I just thought I'd hold off for a year, use 6th year as a little bit of a fun year, and then go to uni after that. So that's what I did. Unfortunately, I can't tell you what's the right or wrong answer. You just need to work it out for yourself. The next question is tips on dealing with homesickness, and this is a huge part of moving away to university. Honestly, it is difficult, and I'm probably not the best person to provide great advice on this about what? Grammar. Basically, when I moved to university, I was quite worried because it's just been me and my mum living together for the last like 11 years, and we are so close. I've always lived in the same house. Me and my mum were just like little twins. And obviously when I moved away to university that was all going to change. I've never lived without my mum, so I didn't know how I was going to react to it. But when I moved to uni, everything just seemed fine. I felt ready for it and I wasn't really that worried. When we moved into halls on that first day of coming to Aberdeen and my mum left me, I was like, this is really weird. I didn't cry, and I'm a crier, and I thought I was going to bawl my eyes out, but apparently not. And it wasn't until second year, whenever I left my mum, that's when I started crying. So homesickness is really one of those things. It affects everybody really differently. And for me, I feel in first year, I was just so like excited about it all that I was like, no, this is fine. And it's when I got to about second year, I realised that I'm probably never actually going to be like living at home again. And I was like, oh, okay. But in those initial few days and weeks when you move to university, I would say get involved with as much as you can. Don't sit in your room by yourself, because that's only going to make you feel worse and feel as though you want to go home. Freshers Week is designed to get people out of their comfort zone, to meet new people, to try new things, and I think you really need to jump at the chance to do that. Get to know your flatmates, because they're the first point of contact that you'll have when you're living on your own in first year, and it's really important that in those first few days and weeks you really make the effort. Like, even if you're not going to be the best of friends, it's good to get on with your flatmates, because they're always going to be there if you need them. Also, on top of that, I would say don't forget that we do live in the 21st century. Phone calls, FaceTimes, texts, anything is all at your fingertips. But what I would say is be wary of it, because you don't want to get caught in a cycle of constantly texting your parents or texting your siblings or texting your friends from home. University is a chance to put yourself out there, and it can be a lot harder to do that when you're clinging on to like the people at home. It's all about finding a balance, and although it will be quite hard in the first few days, you will find it, you will be fine, and everybody is in the same boat, so don't worry about it at all. The next question is, how easy is it meeting new people? And honestly, you don't even need to try. And I say that with like the utmost confidence ever. You do not need to try to meet new people when you move to university. Generally speaking, when you move into halls, everybody will be moving in on the same day, and it's a little bit chaotic. It's a little bit chaotic, it's a little bit crazy, it's just so much happening, but there's people wandering around everywhere. Generally speaking, most student flats will be from about 4 to 9 bedrooms, so that's already another 3 to 8 people that you're going to be meeting in like one day. And that's even before you've put your head out of your front door. Again, same with the homesickness thing, everyone is in the same boat. The majority of people will move to university either alone or with only 2 or 3 other people that they knew from school. And at the end of the day, everybody wants to be meeting new friends, everybody wants to just be like trying to bring a life together for themselves. And as long as you're open to putting yourself out there, to meeting new friends, to saying yes to things, you will not have any problem whatsoever making new pals. And it goes without saying, not everybody is everybody else's cup of tea, but in those first few days of university, say yes to things you wouldn't normally say yes to. Go out with a group of people that you might not normally go out with. Because I swear about 50% of my pals at university are people that I probably wouldn't have been pals with at school, and that's what's so exciting about it all. Next question is, what are the first few days like? Now, as I said about halls, when you move into halls, it's all a bit chaotic. There's people everywhere, it is so exciting. If you want to get in on flat parties and everything like that, there are many at your fingertips. The first few days of university are really what you make it, so if you want to go out, party all the time, meet new people, there is definitely the chance to do that. But at the same time, student unions and things are always running movie nights and games nights and anything like that. So no matter what you're looking for, there's always something to do. As for actually being on campus, again, it's all a little bit crazy. Freshers Week is like mad stimulation for the senses. It is so much fun, and I say just throw yourself into everything. I know Aberdeen University, they do Freshers Weeks pretty well. There's like freshers fairs, there's different events on, there's concerts, there's ceilidhs, there's barbecues, there's everything. So find yourself someone, grab someone from your floor on halls and just go to everything. Like honestly, it's so much fun. Next question I have here is it true you can get a HND after 2 years of uni in Scotland, or is it only for some degrees? And to be honest, I don't really know. I know that my flatmate Claudia, she dropped out of uni at the end of second year and she got HND in her course. I do not know, however, whether it's for all degrees. I have no idea, I'm afraid. I didn't ever look into the HNC, HND route when I was applying to come to university. I knew that I was going to be doing a 4-year degree. I wanted to do primary education, I always did, and I knew that to do that I had to go to university and get my honours. So the full HND, HNC thing is something that I never even looked into. But I know that my flatmate got HND from doing 2 years at uni, so it's probably a possibility. Next question is how to make friends easily, and it just happens. Honestly, it just happens. And it is so funny because your friends will grow and change and you'll meet new people, and everybody kind of, in that first year at university, people just kind of like mingle and merge in and out of different friendship groups. University is so chill. If you want to message someone to go out for a pint, they will come with you, not caring about what all these other people are going to say. Like, everything just seems to work so much better at uni, and I'm totally here for it. I'd say the majority of the friends I have now are through societies and the people that I was living with in first year in halls. The flat that I'm in just now, it is a 4-bed. It is myself, my flatmate Claudia, who I stayed with in first year. In halls, I was room A, she was room B, and we have been friends literally since the first day of uni. And then our other two flatmates, Heather and Mira, are both people that we met through the Snow Society. And I wouldn't have joined the Snow Society at university if one of my other flatmates in first year, Colin, didn't convince us to all go on the university ski trip. So yeah, it's literally just finding your way. And it's probably going to sound really weird, but you will find your people, and your people might not be who you originally thought they might be. So keep an open mind. As I've been saying all the way through this video, just be open to different things and have fun. The next question here is okay, right, got it, okay. That'll be the telephone man. Okay, we back. Man has now left. He was tampering with the router right outside my bedroom, and I was like, I do not want to keep talking while he's there because he's gonna think I'm losing my mind. How long's YouTube been a thing and it's still like socially unacceptable to film YouTube videos? Anyway, on to the next question. It is, what would you have done differently if you started again? And I saw this question when I was going through screenshotting them all, and honestly, I have no idea. Obviously, as with anything, there's been some things at uni that I've just absolutely hated, but I wouldn't say I would really have changed anything. I am so happy with the course I've chosen. Primary education was the only thing that I applied for, and if I didn't want to do primary education, I doubt that I would have actually come to uni in the first place, because there's nothing else I really felt like passionate enough about to like study it for 4 years of my life. So I'm glad I chose to study primary education. I'm glad that I chose Aberdeen, because when I went to all the open days, it was the one that just kind of felt right for me, and I honestly stand by that choice. I think probably anywhere else I'd applied for, I wouldn't have enjoyed it as much. I am happy with the accommodation that I chose to live in because it gave me so many opportunities, including making videos for Unite students. I will get into the more kind of accommodation type thing in the next video. But yeah, like living in that accommodation has made me make some of the best friends ever. And yeah, maybe if there's one thing that I would have changed, I would have been confident enough to ask my new friends in first year to live with me for second year. Me and Claudia, obviously I said we met in first year, and we both did the classic thing that happens all the time at university, that you both want to live with each other in the following year, but you both kind of feel weird asking and you think it's like too soon. But honestly, if we had just asked each other if we wanted to live together in second year, I would have avoided the shittest experience of probably up there with one of like the top 5 shittest things that's happened in my life. Story time on my channel if you want to watch it. And Claudia would have also avoided a really horrible situation that it got her into. So if I had to give one bit of advice, if you're sat there in first year and you want to live with someone in second year but you don't really want to ask them because you feel kind of weird about it because you've not actually known each other that long, just do it. Everybody's in the same situation, everybody's gonna have to do it at some point. Claudia and I both really wanted to live together in second year, but both of us were too like worried to ask each other because we thought it was too soon or too weird, or we didn't really know each other, and we both got stuck living with horrible people that ruined our lives. So yeah, that's probably the one thing that I would have changed, and a little bit of advice that I'd give alongside it. Next question is there anything about uni that hasn't lived up to your initial expectation? Why have I like somehow left all of the really like depressing questions to the end? Something that hasn't really lived up to my expectations. I don't really know, it's different. I answered this question, I answered like a similar question to this in a Q&A that I did with Shona. It was on our Drive With Me video, and it was basically like, what is uni like compared to what you expected it to be? And basically, I don't know. Like, summarised version of what I said in that video, I assumed that uni would be a lot of work, and it is a lot of work, but the type of work is really different to what I thought it would be. I thought it would be really weird moving away from home, and that it would be kind of strange at the beginning, and it was, but in a different way to what I thought it would be. As for anything that's not lived up to expectations, I don't really know. Like, my course is so different to what I imagined it would be. I've had some really crazy experiences and bad experiences and some amazing experiences through my course, through being at uni, through doing different things, but I don't really know. I feel like my problem is I came to university not knowing what to expect. My two parents never went to university. I don't have an older sibling that went to university. I have some cousins that went to university, but I just didn't really have many expectations whatsoever. I didn't know what I was getting myself in for. So I feel as though if you don't have expectations, they can't go wrong. I feel as though I've not really answered this question, but I don't really know how to. I'd say just keep an open mind. Everybody's experience at university is so different. Like, even someone that you live with, the four of us living in this flat have all had an entirely different university experience, and that's to be expected. We're all individuals, we're all doing different things, and I feel as though as long as you don't put some sort of like mad expectation on it, then it's going to be okay. Obviously you're at university, it's intense, you're going to have sometimes that it's just horrible, you feel so stressed out, you're thinking, why did I even do this in the first place? But you do get through it, and that's not a bad thing. And our final question is common mistakes or mistakes you first made when you moved out. I'd say probably one of the main mistakes that I made when moving out is that I packed way too much. I brought my entire wardrobe with me to university, and at home I have like a relatively big bedroom and there are a huge amount of wardrobe space. And when you move into halls you don't have that same wardrobe space, but I still wanted to just bring everything with me, which meant that my wardrobes were always full to the brim, and they still are to this day. And once you bring everything up, you don't want to take anything back down. So I have just acquired the most amount of stuff over my 3 years at university, and I probably don't need 2/3 of it. So that's maybe one thing that I'd say is don't bring loads of stuff when you come to university, especially if you're moving out and moving into halls. You don't need lots of stuff. Like, humans do not need that much to function. It's all just a ploy. Any other mistakes? Common mistakes? I don't know. I'd say probably general first year moving to uni tips. Number one, don't be horrible to your flatmates, because they're the people that you're going to need to see every single day. Number two, don't sleep with your flatmates, because they're the people that you're going to need to see every day. Number three, do your bit to keep the kitchen and halls tidy, because at the end of the day, you don't want it to get disgusting. And even if somebody else is leaving all of their stuff, if you do your stuff, that's a little bit off of that pressure. I'd also say bear in mind that everybody's in a really similar situation, and although you're all in the same boat, everybody reacts so differently to the slightest things. So don't go flying off the handle, don't jump to conclusions. First year, and specifically the first few days and weeks of uni, is all about getting to know people, it's all about compromise. I guess what I'm trying to say is don't shit on your doorstep. Like, keep your options open, because you never know when you're going to need to like have someone's help. Other than that, there's not really anything that I can think off of the top of my head, and I feel like anything else I would say really like goes into that accommodation side of things, so I'll definitely talk about that in the next video. I have about the same amount of questions, all based off of moving into halls and halls specific questions. There's a few about my experience and Aberdeen in general, so yes. I'm going to stop this video here because I've been recording for a long time, as well as having a little BT man like just hopping in and out. If you guys did enjoy this video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already, please do subscribe, hit the notification bell, and then you'll be able to see when the part 2 of this video comes out. I'm probably just going to film it right now, and it'll be up really soon. I hope that you guys did enjoy this video. If you do have any other questions, leave them down below. I'll try and get back to you. If there's any video suggestions that you want to see now that I have time to actually film and be on YouTube, let me know because I will do them ASAP Rocky. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Thank you guys for watching and I will see you again next time with a new video. Bye! Mwah.